Modest propositions. Grow all our fruits and grains and vegetables organically, as a matter of course. Raise animals on proper food, outside of feedlots, and render them with dignity. Do not increase population to artificially pump up the economy, just to pay off our debts. End dependence on cheap Asian imports and expensive caliphate petroleum. Learn to expect added features in conjunction with increased efficiency. Dismantle the arthritic political parties and scatter those wretched lobbyists. Pioneer and profit from the clean desalinization of the ocean's water. Simply and irreversibly cut the military budget in half over the next 10 years. Set an entrepreneurial example in greenhouse gas reduction technology. Let history show we at last awakened by granting our old leaders a fair show trial. Restore our international reputation, respect, and moral strength. Awaken our people from this mindless hyper-consumptive advertising hypnosis. The old should welcome their age, and the youth once again look to them for wisdom. Let us lose the fear of simple and natural silence that forces us into mindless noise. Dismantle the multinationals which happily abandon us all to equal global poverty. Conduct all government business within our borders only in English. Turn the mega churches into low-cost health clinics and lifelong learning centers. Tax the evangelist ski vacations and the powerful religious franchises. Properly count the underemployed and those no longer seeking among the unemployed. Stop us lusting after ATVs, jet skis, snowmobiles, dirt bikes, speedboats, and RVs. Ignore the phony urgency of the unimportant deadlines on all those meaningless corporate projects. Ask where this is made and that is grown, and of their unseen costs to the earth. Address the whys and therefores of this foolish and lost war on drugs. Abandon the Middle East to fly-plagued sectarian violence underneath the desert sun. Don't bother raising their retirement ages when they haven't a chance at finding a job. Get old with the dignity of a decaying tree and not like a piece of discarded plastic underfoot. End our leaders' dependence on public ignorance for the success of their bribed agendas. Make minds small, built to last, extremely efficient, but nonetheless quite luxurious. Realize that bipartisan legislative paralysis is not mandated by our Constitution. Let us be liberal and squishy on some issues and bullheadedly conservative on others. Reject phony choices in hot-button, wedge-issue, litmus test political campaigning. Make these political actors write their own goddamn speeches for Christ's stupid sake. Just make our healthcare system as efficient as theirs, and we'll be just fine. Abolish the career politician and extinguish the professional lobbyist. Protect our rivers, lakes, wetlands, and oceans just like we protect our precious children. Drop infantile, literist fundamentalism for a mature wonder at divine uncertainty. Cultivate morality and love as our greatest weapons in our unwinnable struggle. Get everybody pushing back energy into the grid from a myriad of sources. Preserve and enforce the Endangered Species Act to recreate intact ecosystems. Quit relying on an oversupply of young, cheap, uneducated peasant labor for so-called growth. Realize that corporate profit goals are not broad enough to set the world's agenda. Reuse, refurbish, regift, repurpose, restore, and rebuild. End the nonviolent takeover of North America and Europe by illegal immigration. Reduce the incidence of single parenting to save the family and shrink the prisons. Realize that no child left behind may well mean that all our children die for last. Drive much more efficient cars and cut back on our senseless commuting by 25%. Wean ourselves from fats, sugars, white bread, greasy burgers, cellophane snacks, and soft drinks. Put some real effort in developing a cure for the sick madness we call war, and bullshit congressional earmarks, and grant the president a line-item veto. Curb the endless wasteful noise of machinery so that we need not shout to think. Remove the immoral wage disparity of workers and phony superstar CEOs. Raise children who do not carelessly litter, casually make noise, and crudely waste energy. Admit that the blind economic hand, social Darwinism, and literalist fundamentalism is not magically resulting in a better world. Take a much lower profile and let others sort it out for themselves. Realize that staying on message is exactly equivalent to endlessly repeating propaganda. Quit subsidizing corporate agriculture while simultaneously calling for free trade. Stop letting paid lobbyists bribe politicians into legislating on industry's behalf. Don't keep building and rebuilding homes in floodplains, so valuable in their natural state. Restore the life to our rivers and count that as part of our so-called GDP. Get the politicians off of abortion, flag-burning, gay marriage, and stem cells. Let's talk about sustainability, energy independence, and cutting military spending. How about we just finally realize that healthcare does not belong in the marketplace? Maybe we could actually begin to search for peace within ourselves. Somebody could even start up a real 24-hour news channel. Get control of national debt before it bursts like the bank bubble. Don't let's build more of these same old filthy coal-powered plants just to save a buck. Keep the internet from becoming just another form of corporal broadcast television. Stop us spending time and money worshiping these empty sports and entertainment deities. Recognize, revere, and reward young scientists, mathematicians, and engineers. Biometrically and digitally identify us to end illegal immigration and identity theft. Amend the Constitution to grant us the simple right to privacy in our own homes.